And when they asked to Iranian, they said they will do water harvesting. Whatever minimum rainfall is there, we will do water harvesting, and then we can solve our problem. When they asked Israel, as you all know that how Israel technology is so water efficient, water use efficiency is very high, so they are also happy. But when they asked to India what you will do, they said that, oh my God, I don't know. So whether saying oh God is a solution for the problem, to it can solve the problem for water security? No. What we'll do, what is the solution? We should use the water technology, water harvesting, and we should use the water efficient technology. Then only it is possible. Otherwise there will be disputes within the country, international dispute, like Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. We have seen this Kaveri dispute. It is still not solved, and India and Pakistan dispute also could not be solved. So this kind of things will happen, and which is will be very dangerous in future. And people say, researchers say, technocrats say that in future, if there is a world war, it will be for water distribution. So very difficult to solve this problem without having the proper water management system in the country, water management policy. You see that when they plan properly, the things can be, the problems can be solved. But sometimes the plan are made without involving the grassroots people, the beneficiaries, by high authority, and that sometimes fail. Not always, but sometimes fails. I'm showing you one article appeared in the newspaper about Kosi River. Kosi River, I think you all may be knowing, it is in Bihar, and every year it used to flood during monsoon, and it damage the crops. Even it do lot of soil erosion, and human being, animals, it take with flooded water, and people are displaced from the area, from the village. Their houses and everything get damaged during flood season. So government thought that let us have some conservation measures so that the flooded water can be safely disposed of to some other area or other river basin. And so they decided to have some three measures, like reservoir to store monsoon water, and build embankment to prevent river spillover, and channel and drainage improvement. These measures they have suggested, and they started this work during 1954, and they treated 160 kilometer that time. And that time total flood affected area was 2.5 million hectare. But during 1988 up to 90, of course work was continued, and up to 1988 they have treated some 3,474 kilometer area. And that time flood affected area is 6.46 million hectare. See, the main objective was of this project to prevent the flood and to minimize the damage caused by flood as much as possible. So, but instead of minimizing flood affected area, it has become more than double. So why it has happened? Maybe so many technical and institutional, social factors behind it. This might happen. So what here through this I want to say that the planning should be done based on the ground reality, with the people who are going to be beneficiary, with their consent, in the sense that planning at the micro level should lead the planning at center level or macro level. And to use properly the available moisture, precipitation, rainfall, whatever available within a period of time. The scientists and researchers have devised some agriculture practices, techniques which can be useful. Whatever what I am showing here, like strip cropping, stubble mulching, contour bunding, contour trenching, stone bunding, and slope management and all techniques. If these techniques like terracing and all, if it is used, adopted by the farmers, so we can save some water, we can minimize the soil loss, because soil loss is also a problem for the country. Okay. Excuse me. So now how we can use the principle of conservation in conserve the soil and water. So I just from my way of explaining what method, what principle should be applied, I use it. See this here in first line of defense, here I have shown some Britisher officer. What was the Britishers policy? Divide and rule. So with they used to say if we divide the Indians, we can rule on them, and what they were succeed very happily. They ruled us. Similar kind of policy if we apply in rain as well as the on soil system or vegetation system, that can help you to conserve and minimize the soil erosion. How it can be applied? That if when there is a rainfall, if we divide the droplets or break down the droplets in small droplet, then it will damage less. How it can be damaged? Until unless we have the vegetation plantation on our soil, this will not break. So our field, they always should be covered with some vegetation, then it is possible. Second was the line of defense. Mahatma Gandhi, what Mahatma Gandhi used to say that non-violence, his policy was non-violence. So don't fight, don't do killing and all. Let us have the good understanding, good relationship with the people, and slowly we'll try to convince. So what they say in this, how I interpret this thing in the Mahatma Gandhi's way, that see, Indian culture is that if somebody comes at home, we generally say that take water or food or whatever it may, and stay, take rest and then go. So similarly, what we can do in the field, we can make the provision that whatever the rain comes, that should stand for some times in your field, and then it can go slowly, so that whatever moisture will be available, that it can be used for crop cultivation easily. There is no problem. So that means you make the system in such a way that rainwater should stay in your field for some times. So coming to the business now, what my topic is. So far I have talked you just related things, but not directly related to the topic. Any question after this? In chat box, I'm not able to see any question.
No, sir.
Any question is there in chat box? Related to previous one? Nothing. Okay. So friend, I was talking about so far on how water is so important, should be conserved, should be utilized properly. Now, these researchers and technocrats have come out with the technology called micro irrigation. Micro irrigation is a technology which use little water. If we say define the micro irrigation, it is a quantity of water, right water at right place at right time. The dose of water at right time, right place is the basic principle of micro irrigation. So it saves lot of water. It has been published by many researchers in the country as well as abroad that it save water, it save energy, it save inputs, it save manpower or many things. It reduce cost of cultivation. So this is perceived to be very good technology. But still in the country, the adoption rate is very low. We'll see afterwards. And because why it is happening, there are so many factors, so many reasons why people are not able to adopt micro irrigation technology in the country. That we will discuss in detail. But I would like to say that India has invested huge amount on development of canal or surface irrigation since independence. Even before independence also, we had a very good canal network, river system in the country. We have some 20 rivers, and mostly they are perennial. Even see the state of Punjab, its name indicates the river, state of 5 rivers. So what I want to say that we have sufficient and very good natural water resource system. But in due course of time, it has been degraded, it has been depleted due to various reasons. I was saying that best canal system in the Asia we have, but this canal system was designed to give life-saving irrigations, not for means complete crops seasons irrigation. No, it their meant was that let us have the life-saving irrigation, and then rest this rainfall and other source of water will take care. But in due course of time, due to this green revolution technology, farmers moved to the water intensive crop. So demand of water increased, that could not be fulfilled through surface irrigation system. So people went for groundwater irrigation system. And because the availability of modern technology like submersible technology and subsidized electricity, so people are digging, investing more in groundwater exploitation work. They are installing more pumping systems, and as a result of that, the water level is going down. And if this is trend is continue, then there will be sufficient groundwater, and then again the problems for drinking water and other things will come. So this is high time to use such technology like micro irrigation, which can save a lot of water, and additionally the saved water can be used for cultivating additional area. So that's what this technology objective is. And here I am just going to present the results of a study which we have conducted for Niti Aayog. They ask us to give us the findings of impact of micro irrigation in the country, and to estimate the penetration level, and what is the potential of micro irrigation in the country. So that those things we did in the project, that findings I'm going to share with you. So as I said that there is a different type of micro irrigation system like drip irrigation, and this is sprinkler irrigation, and then we have porous pipe irrigation like this porous pipe, and then we have this rain gun irrigation system which is used. And what are the issue I'm going to discuss? What is the potential and spread of micro irrigation in the country? What are the institutional issues of micro irrigation? And what are the post installation service suitability and sustainability of micro irrigation system? What is the role of private sector in micro irrigation spread, adoption and effectiveness of micro irrigation, and what are the constraints? This thing I am going to discuss now, whatever the slide is remaining. So this is the typical layout of the micro irrigation system. See, we have water source here, and we have the assembly or the other equipments which are attached to the system, and these are the laterals which is spread in the field near to root zone of the plant, and these are downside it is the different operators and the part of a drip irrigation system which are used, which are fitted here in this. So just I'm showing this. Then irrespective of crop, micro irrigation can be used. You can see here in polyhouse also, and open field also it is used, even in sugarcane, even paddy and horticulture crops like it can be used. So nowadays there is no specific. Earlier when concept was introduced, at that time people were thinking this is suitable only for horticulture crops, but now no more that concept is valid. It can be used either cereal, pulses, and vegetables and other crops. You can see here in sugarcane farmers are using. So why we should use micro irrigation? What is the advantage of it? You see, surface irrigation. In surface irrigation, the conveyance efficiency is 50 to 60% only in canal system, and in well system it is 60 to 70, whereas application efficiency only 40 to 70% in canal system, and in sprinkler it is 60 to 80, and in drip it is 90%, whereas surface water moisture evaporation in canal 30 to 40% it evaporate, in sprinkler also same thing, but in drip it is only 20 to 25%. Overall efficiency in drip irrigation is very high, 80 to 90%, and in sprinkler it is 50 to 70%, whereas in canal it is only 30 to 35%, because surface irrigation is somewhat called is flood irrigation. So that's why this micro irrigation becoming more popular and more input efficient technology. Before getting to the result, I'm just showing the how global market for micro irrigation system from 2020 to 2028. You see here, first pie diagram indicates that what is the share of coverage of area under micro irrigation. So for India it is around 11%, and for USA and China it is 15%, but other country, rest of the world is coming very less. You can see Iran and all, so 5-3%, Pakistan and all like this. So these three country are leading in adoption of micro irrigation. If you see in second pie diagram, this is a crop wise adoption of micro irrigation. So cotton occupy 24%, and maize, that is corn, it is around 21%, and then tomato 13%, potato 8%, and other crop including cereal, pulses, and other crops are there 34% area under micro irrigation. If you see the market by region, by 2020 we have for Asia this much area, so mostly for North America and Europe occupying the maximum area, and rest of the world is very less. This triangle showing here very less, you see. But by 2028 we are expecting that the area under Asia Pacific as well as rest of the world may increase, but Europe again it will supersede some more than it was in 2020. You can see here they will adopt faster than Asia or North America. And top companies which are engaged in the micro irrigation system is Rainbird, Jan Irrigation. These are the four major companies. Otherwise, we have local company also. They depend vary state to state. And they by market, if you see by 2020 and 28. So you see this orchards. Orchard means horticulture crops, plantation crop area by 2020 going to increase. And if you see market by type of micro irrigation system, sprinkler irrigation by 2020 also more, and 2028 also it will be more only. Drip almost remains same, because for drip market now going to be more lucrative, because it is more expensive than the sprinkler irrigation. So now I'm coming to Indian perspective, how this micro irrigation development took place in India. See, we started before even 1992, utilizing the this plastic in agriculture, or this micro irrigation in agriculture. But government on pilot basis initiated during 1992 only, and then again in 1995 under rural infrastructure fund was developed, and this micro irrigation was promoted. 96, and then in 2004 for oil seed and oil palm and maize crops, this micro irrigation was promoted. And then under National Horticulture Mission, this was an important component in 2005. Then centrally sponsored a scheme on micro irrigation in 2006. Again, government introduced this scheme, and under RKVY 2007, then government formed this national mission on micro irrigation 2010, and 2014 this government, current government, when came into the power, they submerged all the schemes all together, and under a national mission on sustainable agriculture, and introduced new plan, that is Pradhan Mantri Kisan Krishi Sinchai Yojana. So 2015 onward, this micro irrigation comes under this scheme, and through this it is being implemented all over the country. So at the center and state and the district level, these are the committees involved to increase the coverage of micro irrigation, and these are the chairperson, like this national level committee, PM is the chairman, and similarly at National Executive Committee, vice chairman is Niti Aayog chairman, and then at the state level, chief secretary, and similarly district level, this is the collector or DRDA chief will be the nodal officer to increase the coverage in the country, or to execute the scheme in the state. And these committee, based on their Niti study, they have classified entire country or all the states in ABC category. ABC in the sense that under A category, those states are falling where micro irrigation coverage is more, and B, it is a moderately coverage, and the C is the lowest coverage. But interestingly, we find that Punjab find a place in A category. We feel that it should be in a C category because the micro irrigation coverage is less than 1%. So it is not very high. Yeah. And this is the, here we are showing that how subsidy being distributed. Subsidy system in micro irrigation system being adopted by different states. Here, because we have conducted this study for 4 states: Andhra Pradesh, Gujarat, Punjab, and Maharashtra. So their subsidy pattern I am showing here. Like people who belong to SC ST, they will be given 100% subsidy, and that too central government is contributing 33%, and state government 67%. Similarly, a small and marginal farmer who having less than 2 hectare land, it is 90%. Medium farmer 70%. Medium farmer for this some particular area of Andhra Pradesh is 90%, and other farmers it is 50%. So this is the distribution, and that too they have put the limit also, that how much maximum it can be given, and there is a limit for how much for how much area. So 5 hectare the maximum area which can be for which subsidy can be given in Andhra Pradesh, Gujarat, as well as other state, because they have to follow the government of India guidelines. So here in Punjab also it is given how much it is varies from 50 to 90% depending upon the category of the farmer. Now, this is a location map. As I said that we have covered this 4 states: Punjab, Maharashtra, Andhra, and Gujarat. We have selected 2 districts from each state, and some 2 villages from each district. We conditionally selected those farmers who have adopted the micro irrigation system. So we have conducted this study for Niti Aayog. And if we see here, that we are showing here in this table that how the cropping pattern change over the period of time for the 4 states. And here negative figure indicates, negative mark is showing that the area over to previous period is decreased under a particular crop. Like suppose rice for Andhra Pradesh, it is coming 1.1. It indicates that its area is reduced as compared to previous year. So for 2 periods we have calculated it, and similarly Gujarat, Maharashtra, and all. And wherever you are finding positive figure, like for rice in Punjab, that means area under rice is increased, and for other crops where negative sign is given, under that particular crop it is decreased. That means we can see the over the period of time across the different states, area for some crops has been decreased, or for some crops has been increased, because total cultivable area remain same. So only they will make crop wise adjustment over the period of time. And if we see the figure from here, that the more water intensive crop came into the cultivation system as compared to previous year. That means more water demand taking place. So we have visited for this study fields where micro irrigation system was installed, and we interacted with the farmers. This is the case of Gujarat, and you can see the system, micro irrigation system, where these are 3-4 tanks, 5 tanks they have installed, and they are mainly used for applying the liquid fertilizer. They are mixing with the micro drip system or micro irrigation system, this liquid fertilizer, so that fertilizer also can be applied through this water. And you can see this, they have put this all pipes, plastic pipes, or laterals of drip irrigation system, and they devise the mechanism how to transport this from the field, because this irrigation is not required continuously in the field. Sometimes they don't need at all because of there is a good rain and all, and this uh, laterals or pipes are spread in the on the surface of the field. They provide the many operations of uh, in the operations in the field. So and sometimes they collect these pipes all and put on the bund or somewhere they store it, and the stealing and theft take place. So they devise the machine which can be hold the pipe, and they can bring through tractor, and then they keep in their houses or farm side, and from there as and when it is required they can take to field. So that is a good thing. It is in Gujarat I have seen. And this was our team who we were taking information from the farmers of Punjab, Gujarat, Andhra, and other places, all from the 4 districts. Again, this is the field where they put in even sugar cane also they put micro irrigation system. You can see in cotton and in vegetables also, in grape, in banana also they have put. And we visited even local agriculture university and all. So again, another concept is the DBT, direct benefit transfer, because government has introduced this scheme with the intention that the benefits, whatever subsidy or any other things, will directly go to the farmers' account, because they had the idea of based on the previous experience, previous program implementation, that so much fund get distorted. It is not going directly to the beneficiary. That's why they started a direct DBT scheme. So in micro irrigation adoption scheme also, this direct benefit transfer system is taking place. Then, as I said, that for this study, we wanted to know the institutional arrangement and operational procedure. So this is the operational procedure of Andhra Pradesh, how farmer and the government official involved in finalizing the subsidy, finalizing the this micro irrigation material, and finally disbursing the amount to the firm which is supplying the material, and installing the micro irrigation system. This is complete system is evolved, and you may be knowing that this Andhra Pradesh having separate department for implementation of micro irrigation, as well as Gujarat. Gujarat, this department which is responsible for implementing the micro irrigation project is known as GGRC, that is Gujarat Green Revolution Company, and they have very systematic system of implementing the scheme. First, they convince the farmers through village meeting, exposure visit, street show, and through mass media and all. Then they decide the farmers. So they select the farmer who will adopt the micro irrigation. They supply the things through registered firm. In Andhra Pradesh as well as in Maharashtra or this Gujarat, the entire process being done through digital media, online system, even a mobile based app. Farmer can see the progress of status of his application, how much subsidy he received, which is firm has supplied the material and all, what is the cost of material, how much the total project cost, and everything he can check over phone. So that kind of a system, and they are devised, and which is working very nicely. So we have compared the operational and administrative process adopted by different these 4 states, and we found that the micro irrigation implementation model, which is adopted by Andhra Pradesh and Gujarat, was found to be better. These are the parameters which we have tried to quantify the operational procedure of these states. And sometimes this Maharashtra also not bad. They are also doing perfectly, but somehow in Punjab they could not. They are not able to do better. Means performed better as compared to Andhra and Gujarat, because here the responsibility of micro irrigation implementation lying on 3 departments: soil and water conservation department, horticulture and agriculture. So there may be lack of coordination. They could not do, and still the adoption rate is very low. The micro irrigation coverage is less than 1% for Punjab, because it is a state of 5 rivers, and they think that we have sufficient surplus water. But government is saying that the water level is going down and down, and in future Punjab state also going to have the face the problem of water scarcity. So friends, as I said that micro irrigation save water, energy, fertilizer, it improve the yield, enhance the income of the farmer, and extra area can be brought under irrigation with the saved water. It save cost of cultivation. We have scanned the literature available and the research findings available in the literature, which were studies carried out by different researchers all over India. And we found that really their finding indicate that it save inputs, it's increase the yield. As a result of this, it improve the income of the farmers. It is very useful. So if you see the coverage in the country, this Rajasthan, Andhra Pradesh, Maharashtra, and Karnataka, Gujarat are leading state as far as micro irrigation adoption. If you see the bifurcation wise, like a drip irrigation system or sprinkler irrigation, again Rajasthan, Karnataka, Gujarat, and Haryana, even Maharashtra are leading states in adoption of sprinkler irrigation. And drip irrigation, Andhra Pradesh, Maharashtra, and Gujarat, and Karnataka, even Tamil Nadu also better, but rest of the state could not pick it up. So total area as on 2018-19, we have only 11.58 lakh hectare area under micro irrigation. Similar thing I'm just showing here under drip and sprinkler irrigation, which state are leading and which are behind. Like these states, HP, Uttarakhand, Assam, JK, and others are behind. And this Punjab is, you can see it is less than 1%. Now again, because we all belong to research institution, university, or somewhere we are connected to research. So what I did here, I just wanted to know what is the percent of micro irrigation coverage to the gross irrigated area and to the gross sown area. So we have calculated this green bar shows percent to the gross irrigated area, and blue is gross sown area in this diagram. Then here, now to say to researcher that what is the total potential in the country of micro irrigation, how much area maximum can be brought under micro irrigation. So we have the estimate from INSEED, TEMI, Narayan Murthy, Raman, and all. These estimates were very old, before 2004, before 2004 only. And based on their estimates, like INSEED say around 11.3 million hectare area can be brought under micro irrigation. Similarly, this TEMI and this Narayan Murthy also worked out this area. And this Raman also say around 47 million hectare area can be brought under micro irrigation. But which area, which crop, that is not clearly spelled out by the researcher. So to standardize the procedure, how to estimate the total potential of micro irrigation and how much it should be, and that methodology we have standardized, and now onward it is the NIAP 2020 micro irrigation potential for the country as a whole estimates can be used as a reference. So how we did that I am going to explain. These are the others estimate. What we did, we have taken the crops which can come under drip irrigation. So these are the crops which can possibly can be used on drip irrigation system, and these are the crops where sprinkler irrigation is suitable. Based on this criteria, we have developed an index. I given here index 1. What we did to construct the index 1, we considered the proportion of the area irrigated by groundwater, that is tube well and other well, and tank irrigation. That area we have considered, and based on that we have developed the index 1. Then second, we used the value of the area of index 1 plus 50% area irrigated through canal. That also we used. We added here to develop the index 2. So then we developed, calculated the locational coefficient for entire country, and this location coefficient value, if it is moving towards 0 or to upper side, means if its value is more than 0, that indicates that coefficient value indicates the extent of adoption of micro irrigation in particular state. So here, if you see the states having like Andhra Pradesh in 2018, it's having 6.39 the coefficient value. It means that the state is having more area under micro irrigation. If it is less than 1 or so, that means the coverage of micro irrigation is very less. So those states need to put more effort. And it is from 2006, 7 to 2018. There you can see the drastic differences. That means the index coefficient value increased, and it means the states put more efforts to bring more area under irrigation. So this coefficient value and that index value we will use. And how this coefficient are calculated, you can see here L equal to mj divided by m and gj divided by g, where mj is the area under minor irrigation in the jth state, m is the area under micro irrigation at national level, minor irrigation at the national level. Similarly, GJ area under groundwater based minor irrigation in the jth state, and G area under groundwater based minor irrigation at the national level. This is just a ratio. Based on this we have calculated, and many researchers use this coefficient for different studies. That similar methodology we have used, and we have estimated the micro irrigation potential for entire country. As I said that we have developed the index 1, that is based on that we developed scenario 1 and scenario 2 using the index 2. And if you see here, it is total micro irrigation potential is 65 million hectare for the country as a whole, and based on the scenario 2 it is 80 million hectare. So this is our estimated value. These are the new estimate which we have estimated can be quoted as a reference. And this is the financial performance of our country over the period of time. You can see here that area is increasing under micro irrigation, as well as the fund allocation also increasing from the government side. Now, based on the findings of others, we have just draw this diagram. What are the possible benefits of micro irrigation based on the review of literature? So micro irrigation increase the higher profit, water efficiency, less energy required, high fuel efficiency, reduce the labor cost, reduce the soil loss, and marginal land also can be brought under irrigation. And it is efficient and flexible system. It can improve the crop quality and it enhance the higher end. These are the possible benefit of the micro irrigation. So based on our study for 4 states, we have collected information from more than 800 farmers who adopt micro irrigation and who are not adopting, because we need the control. So we compared A stand for adopter and NA stand for non-adopter. We compared their socioeconomic features, characteristics, and we found that there is not uniform trend in the socioeconomic characteristics of the people across the state, but among the adopter and non-adopter, there is a significant difference in terms of level of income and income from particularly horticulture. Those people who are in more area under horticulture likely to adopt the micro irrigation, and similarly insurance also found to be significant in the case of Andhra Pradesh and Punjab. Similarly, those people who are member of different community organization, social organization, they are more likely to adopt the micro irrigation. These are the some socioeconomic characteristics of those respondent sample households. And then we also calculated the people participation index using this formula. What people participation index indicate that how much, at what stage people have participated in implementation of the scheme, micro irrigation scheme. So using a very simple formula, we calculated, and we found that the people participate here. P L indicate planning. These are the stage of project implementation: planning, implementation, and maintenance. So at 3 stage, we see in all the cases, at the planning, the people participation index is high, more than 60%, and implementation it is reduced, and when the at the maintenance stage it is reduced. But in the case of Gujarat as well as Andhra Pradesh, even in Maharashtra, people participation index was higher. That means more number of people were involved in planning, implementation, and maintenance of scheme. And we calculated it on these criteria like selection of site, selection of crop, selection of installing farm, selection of credit facility, and contact made to the official and all. So it gives the indication that how the implementing agency are involving the people who are involving the beneficiary. And okay, and then based on their data, we have calculated the saving of different inputs because of adoption of micro irrigation. So like in Punjab, Gujarat, and Maharashtra, like they cultivate cotton, and here in this table this negative sign is showing that this much percent is saving over the non-adopter. Means the cost of cultivation was calculated, and for particular inputs like seed and planting materials, in a case of Punjab cotton, in first row it is showing minus 2.25. It indicates that this person in terms of seed and planting material in used for cultivation of cotton, is saving 2.25% as compared to non-adopter. So similarly, these all figures are showing wherever the positive figure are coming in the case of total cost or inputs, it indicates the cost of that particular input is higher than the non-adopter. And you can see the this how in net income improved in this. It vary from 12% to even more than 60% net income increase across the different crops across the different states. So the cost, the saving is not uniform for same crop, even for same crop for different states. It is varying. This that's what this table indicates. And then as we have seen based on the previous study, this micro irrigation increase the employment opportunity because these people who are adopting, they are given capacity building programs. They are trained, so they know how to repair, how to maintain the micro irrigation system. So sometimes they start their own business also, supplying the material or selling the irrigation material, or sometimes they supply the seed, planting material, fertilizer and all. So that's what is the positive impact of micro irrigation. Then what are the factors motivating the people to adopt the micro irrigation? So we try to identify the micro irrigation determinants, determinants of adoption using this logit model. So this in the different class, people will be talking in detail the methodology. So I used here a logit function, and these are the results. So these are the variables we considered or factors we considered while modeling the determinants to identify the determinants. And we found that though these determinants are all are not significant, but they are significant, but the trend across the states are not same, because different locations, different agroclimatic condition, and different regions, there is a variation. But definitely like crop insurance, soil health card, and this water table depth and tube level ownership, they came most of the cases significant, indicate that when there is a water table is so down, those people are more likely to adopt the micro irrigation. That's what this table indicate. And then we just try to identify the regions for node. So what are the regions? It is more or less similar determined, but in general, why people are not adopting? They say that initial investment is very high. It is micro irrigation system installing per hectare basis are coming around 1 lakh rupees expenditure. Even though the subsidy is 80 to 90% or so, but 20% is it out of 1 lakh is 20,000 rupees that has to be arranged by the farmer. They say it is very difficult to arrange the initial amount, because that has to be deposited in advance, and farmers, small and marginal farmers, find it very difficult to deposit that marginal money. So they say initial cost is very, we can't adopt it. They say that availing subsidy also very lengthy process, like in Punjab and even in Maharashtra, they file the application manually. Application goes to the block level, district level, then state level, and from there it get approved, and then it come back and takes a lot of time. And since there is a free electricity, like in Punjab, for water, in most of the states electricity is free, so why necessary we should invest money in this? And then the post purchase service support also, is not there because once system is installed and it get somewhere damage or some problem is there, then while contacting the department or the material supplying firm, they are not responding sometimes. Then it is a operational drudgery, and they say that a skilled skilled person is required to maintain it. It is very difficult, so that's why we are not adopting. So what is the takeaway message from this micro irrigation? So far what we did in this one? See, adopter need to deposit margin money before execution of work. So there should be a credit facility. They should bank should offer them a credit that margin money you need not to give from your pocket. We are giving as a loan, and that can be given in install basis. That provision in most of the places is not there, so that has to be made. And then the rate of subsidy provided by different category of farmer with the limit of 5 hectare land. This need to be restructured. Means there should not be conditional that 5 hectare up to 5 hectare will be given. The person having 7 hectare or 8 hectare and more, we say that as much as he is willing to put under micro irrigation, let him do, because our pace of micro irrigation adoption is very low at the national level as a whole. So we need first to as much as area we can put under this micro irrigation should be allowed. That's what we say based on our study. And there is no data with the department or government or any agency related to how much private people without government support they are selling their this micro irrigation system to the farmers. There is no record, so how to estimate that become very difficult for a researcher, for policy maker. So that should be made available. Some agencies should collect that information, and that should be with the state or district authority. Then KVK also, which is in that particular area, that they should be involved in that. And water budgeting should be done at local level. And we also say that for any impact study, it is not just the scheme is implemented and impact comes within 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year. It may take long time, because this water saving system is not only directly benefiting to the farmer, it is creating one microclimate, micro condition which may be useful or beneficial in long term also, because the groundwater which is saved because of saving it through micro irrigation, that may last for many years, because we have saved now. We don't know how long it will be there. So indirectly it may be very beneficial for the society, for the country as a whole. That's what we want to say through this. And again, Cherrapunji is the highest rainfall area, receiving area, but still they face even for drinking water problem. So this is high time. We need to have conservation of water. It should be, this concern should be very seriously viewed, and everybody should put effort and always try to keep this smiling face of the farmer. So we should do all efforts from our side as a technocrat, as a researcher, as a policy maker, that these farmers should be always smiling, then country will smile. Thank you very much. Jai Kisan, Jai Bharat. Any question?
So thank you, sir. Thank you for your brilliant presentation. And you have taken us a visual by the footprints of wherever you have worked, and you have briefly narrated regarding the administrative and cultural practices of micro irrigation. And not only with, you have given some tips to take away that by showing some of the points on lagging data in private investment, and some sort of periodic interval data has to be collected. This is really a live-writing session for us to have a vision over the micro irrigation, sir. Thanking you for your presentation, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, David. Question, please. Question are there. One question is that crop which demand more water, is there any effect on productivity of micro irrigation like banana? See, those crop which are demanding more water, their biomass production also more. As far as productivity is concerned through micro irrigation, people say it enhance the productivity of crop. The research findings are saying like this. Several publication of micro irrigation. So, Harshvardhan, Dr. Harshvardhan ji.
Yes, sir.
See, we have will be giving the link as Dr. Rajni Jain has said that day, and we have published one policy paper out of this study, Niti Aayog study, which
Yes,
is
sir.
freely available on our website. One policy paper.
Okay.
And if you are having difficulty in getting it, we can give your link or we can supply.
Sure, sir. Sir, can I ask something?
Yeah, please.
Thank you, sir, for your thought-provoking lecture on the very thirst area for this decade and also the coming decade, that is the water, and itself it is the micro irrigation area. Sir, one thought that comes to my mind is like that when we say that there is a high rainfall area, like you said, the Cherrapunji and even Maharashtra, like the Konkan area, who used to receive the high rainfall area during the whole entire rainy season. Let's say about 5,000 to 6,000. That is the average rainfall of that particular area. So when we say that there is a high rainfall area, so there is a chances of the more soil erosion. What we call is the displacement of the upper layer of the soil, let's say. So, sir, do you have any idea where we can get the data of the, let's say, the how much area, or let's say the soil erosion takes place, let's say from the 1 hectare area, region wise? Any idea, sir? Just
Yes,
I
yes.
want to, sir.
Yeah. Thank you, doctor. Actually, see, for this purpose, we have in ICR system is very specific institute like Central Soil and Water Conservation, NBSS LUP. They having this type of data for entire country, region-wise data, state-wise, district-wise data also available with them. Okay, and on an average, some 15 to 18 ton per hectare every year we have soil loss. In some areas it is goes up to 40 ton per hectare. 40 ton. So, but I don't have this kind of data with me. When I was working, that time it was available, but you can have through their website, it is available, freely available. Even All India Soil Erosion Atlas is available. There you can find data.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Any other questions, sir? Any question, please? Friends, don't hesitate.
Hello, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, madam.
Yeah, sir, my question is that, so I don't know whether it is related to this topic or not. Then what is the role of Water Users Association for saving irrigation water, sir?
Role of water users.
Yes.
See, during 19, I can think 80s onward, we are putting a lot of effort to form the Water User Association.
Yes.
Water User Association is the group of the people who are made or brought together for a common cause to manage the water resources. So water resources can be private or as well as the public system. Public system in the sense is a canal, or it can be like some community pond and all. that kind of system. So if the association is formed, that system, and that means that water resource is expected to be managed properly. That's why is the idea, like self-help group and all. But so far we have only some 70,000 water user association, and in some states it is working very well, like Andhra, Maharashtra, and even Tamil Nadu. But in some states like Bihar, UP, and all, very less. It is doing very good work even in Himachal Pradesh.
Yes.
That's
And
what.
yeah, in that we heard that World Varabandi schedule. So based on that, yeah, there are
Yeah,
mutual
in this
understanding of,
user association, they use Varabandi rotational system
yes,
water
yes.
distribution,
Yeah.
and they collect some money also, so that that money can be used for maintenance of water resources.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
डॉक्टर गब्बू सिंह कुछ बोलिए सर. विजय चंद्र, anybody else please? We are saying our sharing our experience, so it is not something like a student class. You all experienced people who experience more than me, so we can discuss, we can exchange our ideas. You may be having better answer for the question, like this. So it is a two-way traffic. One question is coming. Sir, we underwater scarcity condition presently, we can also see that staple crop are occupying highest position in consuming water. The what would be the alternate for the? We can also. Hello, ये S Gayatri. Madam, see, this is a growing population of for country, not for country, for world as a whole. So they need food, and food either it will be in terms of grains, cereal, pulses, fruit, and all. That without that, human being cannot survive. So that has to be produced, and when it has to be produced, it is needed to have the required or this recommended dose of water that has to be consumed by these crops. That cannot be estimated. Only the alternative way is that we use proper technology which evaporate, take means destroy less water, consume means efficiently we can use the water for cultivating food and food staple food crops. That is the only alternative. So we should use the conservation technology, and the research and policy can help in it. In chat box also is there, Dilip?
Yes, sir.
In chat box also some question?
Wait, sir.
No.
Thank you.
There are some questions in QA.
These are replied 3 questions, no?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
you have answered.
Yes.
Answered.
Yes, madam.
In chat box, sir, there is one question. What is the role of water use association for saving irrigation water?
This I have replied.
Okay, sir. After that, sir, there is no any question.
Okay. Anybody want to ask any question, please?
Somebody, some Sushila is there. I can't see her.
She was asking.
No, she said, "Mujhe enable kar do," but I can't find her in there in this. I think,
Sir, hello.
Sunil sir.
Sir, one question. My one question
Please.
is how to use water efficiency in saline track area.
How
How
to
to increase water use efficiency in saline track area.
see saline track area already groundwater is become so worst which cannot be directly used for cultivation. So
Yes.
if we have some source of surface irrigation or it is water is stored in the pond or some well and all that judiciously can be used by installing this micro irrigation system, because this groundwater if pumping if it take place then more salinity will increase, that will become a problem. And in saline area like where this canal network is so congested, in that area sometimes because of some surface flow of water, those area become waterlogging, and then salt comes from the groundwater percolate towards surface side, and that get deposited on the surface. That area become saline. That the problem what this Haryana, Punjab is facing now. So in that area only solution is there, but those soluble salts have to be washed out through proper drainage system, and then whatever rainwater or surface water is available through that irrigation that can be used for irrigation. That's what I read, because I am not a engineer, hydrologist or engineer. I am agriculture economist, so that's what I read in the literature. I am telling you. The question you have asked, that is more of technical related to chemistry, soil chemistry and hydrology. So that I cannot tell, but based on literature, what I read, I am telling you.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
You are present.
okay. So, okay. वो PDF भेज देना. So, like, this is a very interactive and informative session, and there are lots of appreciation from the participants, and one person is suggesting AE, I don't know, the full name is not visible. It says the farmers going for cultivation of commercial crops like chili and more water requiring crops like paddy and sugarcane in rain-fed areas. How can we motivate farmers to go for millets, fruits and vegetables?
This is a question.
Yes. So motivation they are asking.
See, nowadays,
Give them money.
nowadays within no time, these companies and all do so many promotional activity through mass media and other thing, and people get immediately motivated and adopt it. So like this, if in for agriculture system also, we have to motivate the people, we have to convince them that this technology is useful, it is beneficial for not only for you, it is for the society, for the country as a whole. That concept has to come in their mind, and then everybody will think that because it is a public property, it has to be conserved. That's what we can say. Only promotional mechanism, policy instrument has to be used.
Okay, so I think there are no more questions, and they require now food also before they gear up for the next session.
One more question. Some question, very interesting question and pertinent question somebody has asked. This is Arvind, Mr. Arvind.
He is asking.
Scheme possible? This scheme, is it possible for leased land farmers? So, friends, as per the Government of India guidelines and the state government guidelines, what guidelines say that the person should have land their own name, not only here the owner can take the micro irrigation system, not tenant. So that's what he should have own land, own name, and he should have water resources. These are the two conditions for adoption of micro irrigation, or for taking the benefit from the government subsidy.
Right. So now, like on behalf of everyone, including participants, since time is less, I would like to thank you for your very great lecture and very lengthy lecture. But all participants, they hooked till the end. And now I think some are feeling hungry. So slowly, one or the other, they are leaving. So thank you very much, Dr. Saab. Thanks a lot for the very useful lecture. I'm sure this will be useful for them in their research as well as in guiding the farmers. Thank you very much.
Thank
So
you.
we will meet again at 2:30. So 2:30, our national professor, Dr. Birthal, and his co-author, Dr. Javeri, they will be there on a study on drivers and impact of climate adaptation strategy. So please join on time after lunch. So thank you very much. Thanks.
I also thank the organizer for giving me this opportunity. Thank you very much.
You are the organizer. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Thank you.